get us started.
Go for it.
This is my first time.
Okay, we'll be gentle.
If I had $1 for every time I heard that,
Oh, you. Oh.
So you have $2.
I'd have $1.
Gross. Well, welcome to the Strangecast. We're a podcast made by strangers for strangers. I'm Nicole.
I'm Ryan.
I'm Kalis.
And we're the Strangecast.
All right.
Oh. Ow! That intro gets me going every time.
I have sex to it at least once a week.
It's like 45 seconds.
Yes.
That makes sense.
So yeah, that's with taking my clothes off.
That's fine. Well, I'm only having sex with myself, so that's as long as it takes.
When you know the tools, you know the trade.
Yes. Yes, sir. All right, guys. What have you been up to? Because we missed our last time when we were supposed to record, so it's been a while since we talked.
I blame you guys for jacking up the flow of our every 2-week recording, and I lost my job. And I blame all of you.
It is.
I blame our listeners.
Once you change things up, people lose jobs. You know.
Mm-hmm.
We're creatures of habit, but you gotta adapt, Nicole. So time to get back out there.
Tai Chi, I hear you.
But I heard that you're gonna try and get into Hot Topic, and I really can see you working in Hot Topic.
Well, that's funny because I've actually worked there twice before.
I can really see that. And what happened the last 2 times you worked there? Did you quit or did you get fired?
I would leave for better paying jobs, and I would always give a 2 weeks notice, so I'm always rehireable there.
Do you tell like fat ugly goths to get the fuck out of your store? Because I can literally picture you saying like, you shouldn't buy that. You should leave.
No, actually, I'm an extremely nice Hot Topic employee.
That's the opposite.
Here, let me tell you what happened when I went there to buy a dress a couple weeks ago. I went in there, and I don't know if you've been into Hot Topic lately, but they've got this whole hipster / Dia de los Muertos thing going on. They make motifs and patterns out of like skulls, and they put them on like summer dresses. So these are summer cut dresses with like skulls on them. They're really, really nice. I like them. They're very well made. So anyway, I came in and they had new spring dresses. So I was like, oh, can I try on an extra small and a small, because I'm not sure which size I'll fit. And so she's like, oh yeah, sure. So she gives me both. I get the second dress on. I think the small ended up fitting, or the extra small. And she comes by before I come out, and she's like, hey, is everything working out okay? And I was like, yeah. She's like, which one ended up fitting? I told her extra small. She's like, oh, if you want to pass me the small, I'll put it back for you. I said, sure. So I toss it over the top, and she's like, yeah, so what do you think? I'm like, I really like it. It's very light fitting. Here's the thing. She's kind of overweight. She says to me, yeah, these dresses are actually made for heavier set people because they stretch. And then she walked away, and I was just like, oh, I'm not allowed to wear this dress because I'm skinny, and she hates me. It was like this real weird, backhanded, obnoxious thing that I've never heard personally.
I feel like it's common in Hot Topic. I feel like it's all fat girls with choke collars that don't fit. It makes their face all red.
Guys with suspenders.
Yeah.
That's not fair. No, they're really nice in our store because the manager, he's just awesome. Like, he hires really good people.
Yeah.
Hello, right here.
Yeah.
Hired the girl that's quit twice.
Bring her back.
I didn't quit. I moved on.
Yeah, you're a good time, Charlie. We get it. Kalis.
Yo.
I want an update, and I'm sure Nicole wants to know an update on your lady, your special lady friend.
I think he has a new lady friend.
My special lady friend, man.
Oh no, I want to know about the girl that took your money and ran.
She's supposed to come back and visit once I get my house. I'm moving, so.
Congrats.
Wow, into a house?
Into a house.
So what happened to her? So what's the last we heard of her?
I've been texting her a little bit, but the last time that you guys heard of her, I sent her money and she never came, and she ended up she got arrested.
Yeah.
And she hadn't been able to come down here yet, but she's said she's gonna come. So
yeah,
that's it.
Just like a girl to tell you she's gonna come, never.
Stringing me along. Anyway, but that's that.
So what is the worst job you think is on the planet? What do you think the worst job is to have? Because I have a good idea what it is.
I think being any kind of professional shit cleaner is pretty terrible.
Hey, careful.
You're encroaching on Ryan's territory.
Yeah, a little bit. Nicole, what do you think?
Anything that has to do with the cold, snow plowing. What? No.
It's just worst job, Nicole. It's not.
I don't know.
You know what the worst job would be? It would
President
be
of the United States.
No, I think that would
Anybody
be all right. You get paid pretty sweet, and especially for the rest of your life. I mean, you have to put up with some bullshit for maybe minimum of 4 years, maximum of 8, unless you get shot.
Then it's forever.
And it's being a porn star and like a fetish porn. I think that'd be horrible.
Unless it's your fetish.
Unless it's your fetish, true. But I think if I was forced to do that job, because it wouldn't be my fetish.
Financial aid advisor at a college. I think that's got to be the worst fucking job. I just got accepted into graduate school, and I was like, I gotta contact the financial aid advisor to let her know that I can't pay for this, or him know. And I was just like, that has got to be the worst job. That has got to be the same complaint over and over again. I'm broke and I can't pay for it. And how do I get a loan out? And blah. It's just got to be terrible.
Well, when you think about it, he's probably got an answer for him a lot of the time. He's used to getting that question. He knows where to send them.
Yeah, but you got the job satisfaction must be so. I mean, you do your job long enough. You know, people ask you the same question over and over again. You don't want to answer it anymore. You know what I mean? I'd rather talk to a financial aid advisor who's been there for about a year. This way they know the ropes, they know where to go, but they're not really sick of it yet.
Where are you going to school at?
None of your business, university.
Oh, right. I guess what I'm really asking is, are you going to have to travel very far to get there?
No. You want to take a quick break and then we'll come back for the moves?
I think we should get in a commercial break and grab our drinks.
Okay, well, when we come back, we're going to get right into the news. Stay tuned for the Strangecast.
Hey guys, welcome back to the Strangecast. We're about to get...
Take 2.
No, you should run with it. That was awesome.
We're about to get into news, and I've already pulled up some of my favorites of the hodgepodge pile, and here we go. Dog put car in drive, hit, injured York, Pennsylvania man. So apparently what happened was, this is exactly why people get so outraged when people leave their animals in the car. We're not concerned for the animal's safety.
It's that they know how to drive now.
It's that they know how to drive because they've been watching us do it for the past 50 years.
They'll go on a fucking joyride.
So a guy left his dog unattended in his car. The dog knocked it into gear and the car struck a pedestrian. Okay, I wouldn't really put it that way. That's the way the article puts it. But really what happened was somebody saw this happen and tried to stop the car from hitting another car, and got pinned between both cars and knocked himself unconscious.
So this guy saw a dog accidentally put this thing into gear, tried to stop the car, and hit himself, put himself in a hook.
Yeah.
Right.
Can they prove that the dog actually did this, or maybe he's just like stupid and wanted to blame somebody other than himself?
Kalis, they could prove it because this isn't the first time the dog went on a joyride looking for looking for bitches.
He's done it before.
I just wanted to say it. So
yes. He was treated at the hospital for his injuries. The dog and the pedestrian are going to be okay.
I just picture the dog at the hospital licking his wounds.
So I guess the Winter Olympics are going to be in Russia in 2014.
Okay.
I wasn't aware of that. I didn't know. I hadn't heard. So apparently Russia fears high temperatures next year. So they are already stockpiling snow for the Winter Olympics.
For what part?
I would imagine like all the outdoor stuff, like the vaulting, or what is it called, with the skis, and then they jump down the slope.
Yeah, but don't you do that in the mountains?
And then there's skiing. Yeah, well, there's been record low precipitations in all of the world's highest mountains.
Yeah, Ryan.
So.
Did you keep up with the mountains of the world?
So, it's been a while since I've been on the boards, the message boards.
I actually just happened to know that. I'm not sure if they mentioned that in this article.
Where do you learn that?
I think
Mountaintops.com. Come on.
I think I learned it from our former vice president.
Al Gore.
Al Gore? No,
Yeah.
Dick Cheney?
Man Bear Pig. Yeah, from Al Gore.
Al Gore.
But nobody learns anything from Dick Cheney. The man doesn't even have a pulse.
No, I learned something. Don't go.
Don't go hunting with Dick Cheney.
Yeah, exactly.
God damn. How is he not in jail? Jesus fuck.
He's
All
Dick
right.
Cheney. He's got a heart disease and a gay daughter. He can do what he wants.
Everyone has a gay daughter these days.
Am I right?
Nicole's parents have a gay daughter.
Hey,
Oh.
take that back. I'm half gay.
Half gay. Sorry.
What are they? So there's record low precipitation in mountaintops, but it's not like they have to stockpile snow for figure skating. So like how much? And I'm assuming that where they're going skiing is already a ski place, and most ski lodges or ski mountain areas have fake snow things, right?
There's no snow, Ryan. There's no snow.
I would imagine it's, for one, cheaper to just keep the snow that you have.
No, there's no way it's cheaper to keep.
And
When
then-
is it? When are the Olympics? 2014?
Yeah, in the winter.
You're telling me it's cheaper to keep
I
snow
don't-
for a
I don't-
year?
We expect that about 140,000 cubic meters will melt away, but we'll still have more than 300,000 cubic meters of snow available for next year, he predicted, saying that the storage will cost his company an extra $11 million.
You got to weigh your options there. Do you want to spend $11 million to conserve all this snow, or do you want to be the first country not to have any snow in the Winter Olympics?
Yeah, that wouldn't that be weird to just not have snow?
Sorry, guys, we couldn't come through. Our country's not doing so good. in the snow.
Russia is concerned. Anyway, let's not alienate the Russians, though.
No, I'm not gonna bring them in. I'm not gonna. Russians, just keep your distance. You know where we stand.
That's very Cold War of you.
It's still not over. It's not over.
Russia, I'll shake your hand, but I don't want to.
I have nothing against Russians. I once dated a girl that her parent they were from the Ukraine, so they spoke Russian, and they were very interesting. The Russian is not the, and I might be stupid in saying Russian as the language for Russia. It might not be called Russian. I don't know, but
It's not.
it is not. What is it? Do you know?
The Oobleck.
Oobleck.
Yeah.
Well, whatever they spoke.
You got to say it right.
Definitely,
They speak
It's not the language of love. That was my only, because whenever they talk, whenever they're yelling, it sounds like they're yelling. It's always very angry dialect.
So you learned, what's it called?
Oobleck?
Yeah.
Oublé or Oobleck?
Oobleck. I made that up. It's called Russian.
Oh, you fuck.
You know
The
what?
Last time when I listened to you, Ryan.
Ryan, you're a dickhead.
I don't even know where that word came from, Oobleck, but it worked.
Came from your ass.
Basically, yeah. Segway.
Segway.
Speaking of not making any money, a man in Anchorage, Alaska, back in I guess the late 90s, early 2000s, he sold his face for tattoo advertising on his face. He has tattoos on his face of brands, and at one point he was selling them for $300 to $1,000, but then finally was just selling them for $75 a pop. And now he says that he was mentally ill, and he's working towards raising money to get them removed, and he's selling advertising space on his body.
He said, listen, I had tattoos on my face. I was trying to advertise. I was an idiot. I had a mental health disease. Can you help me remove them? What I should have done was put them on my abdomen. I mean, you know what the best part about that story is? Kalis, what do you think he has tattooed on his face? Selling advertised space.
Do you know, or you?
I know one of them.
Is it like a sex shop or something?
It's porn websites.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not like Sicko or anything. It's like a porn site that's saying, here's $700, which I don't even know if that would cover the tattoo. Like, I would assume they have to pay for the tattoo and give towards the advertising. But who knows? There are I don't know how true this is, but I do know that back in the past, within the past 10 years, there was a craze in doing that. You could go and make a certain amount of money a month if you got a brand tattooed on you. Look into it. I mean, look into the story. Don't look into doing it.
Oh.
I know this guy at a local networking group. He rents his forehead, so he'll wear a sticker.
What a pussy.
Does he have a big head?
Yeah, he's bald, so it goes on forever.
Wow. Do you think they're in negotiations of where the forehead ends and the scalp starts? So they're like, we're gonna go with a bigger sticker, and he's like, well, then we're gonna have to negotiate terms here because my scalp starts here, and you're talking about the head now at this point.
I don't know. I think he determined, like, it's a predetermined size, and then he just makes the stickers and wears them for money. But yeah, he's this guy. His name is Gibby, by the way. He actually got his first branded tattoo in 2007. But yeah, mostly porn sites. But also, just so you know, in case you were wondering, in his effort to raise money to feed his 5 kids, Gibby even changed his official name to HossGator.com in 2009. 5 children, guys.
What a lunatic. This guy should not be raising kids.
Well, yeah, that and getting tattoos on his head.
Okay, this is my personal favorite story of the night. So we're going to give it the title of Nicole's favorite story of the night. It's George W. Bush may exhibit nude self-portraits in Florida art exhibition. What? I really thought this was a joke, but apparently George W. Bush, our former president, paints. He's a painter.
Well, you knew he was going to be good at something. I mean, there had to be something he was good at, right?
Right. Everybody has a talent. Everybody's special.
Some people have a talent of being a president. Some people are painters. George Bush, painter.
Right. It's kind of like an opposite Hitler day, right?
Oh my gosh. Did you read the tag on this? What it says about it's comparing him to some other historical figures?
I don't.
Yeah.
Who?
It says, what does George W. Bush, Winston Churchill, Prince Charles, and Adolf Hitler have in common? Answer, all were keen amateur painters.
Adolf Hitler got kicked out of art school, which is why he became what he did.
That's interesting.
That's a true story. Did you know that?
I did not know
that. That is a true story. Yeah, so he started off painting dogs, which are actually not bad looking. They're proportional and they have good shading. And they look like animals, and their fur looks real and realistic. And then you scroll down, and there's W in the shower.
It's actually kind of interesting. I heard something about this story. I want to say, didn't somebody, like, I don't know if this article mentions it, didn't he? I feel like somebody hacked into his computer and found a copy of this or something like that. Like,
imagine what they thought they were gonna find on his fucking computer, where they were like, "That's it, man. We're in George Bush's computer. We're gonna find all the secrets. We're gonna find out how the recount votes and the secret emails. And there's just a picture of his cock and pictures of dogs. It's just like so fitting."
Yeah, I mean, you don't see his dick necessarily, but
yeah, but nude self-portraits. So I'm just saying. I just boom. Bushcock.
Bushcock.
He signs all his paintings with a trademark 43.
Oh, that's, you know what? That's pretty badass. In fact, but he was only 42. Just imagine if he got the number 1.
That would be hilarious.
Would be typical George Bush.
Oh, George.
He signs at 44. Nope, you're 43, Bush.
I can't believe that guy was ever president. It's crazy.
Isn't it? So weird.
To get back to Hitler, did y'all know his birthday is this month?
April 20th.
Yes.
Sure.
Oh, it's 420? His birthday's 420? I didn't know that.
That's also my grandmother's birthday.
It's also the anniversary of Columbine.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Forgot about that.
My grandfather died on 420, and then when I was in school, I did a clinic and I watched a birth on 420. Did you also know that Hitler only had 1 testicle?
Whoa, we're learning all kinds of shit.
It's pretty cool.
Oh.
No, it's not cool to be a uni. Or I'm not trying, if you're a uni and you're listening, I'm not.
Whoa.
A uniballer?
Yes.
Oh, Jesus.
What?
Oh.
Whoa.
I think that indicates it's time for a break.
Yeah, that noise signals this time for a break. And when we come back, guess what? Guess what, Kalis?
News?
News.
Sounds great.
Be back right after nothing. And we're back with the Strangecast. Welcome back to the news. I'm Ryan.
I'm Nicole.
Okay,
I'm Dave.
we could do that too. All right.
That's what it sounded like you were doing.
Okay, that's fine. Segue. Speaking of Adolf Hitler, there's a true story. Adolf Hitler actor Bruno Gaines, or Gans, depends on how you read it, to play Pope in U.S. television series.
What did he play Hitler in?
It's that really famous meme that you've probably seen a couple times. The name of the movie is actually German-made, called Downfall, and it's about Hitler's last 4 days in his bunker before the Russians come in. But he's that one where you see him freaking out in like the control room where he's got all the maps and the markers, and everyone's like real nervous because he's freaking out.
Dude, you've seen the meme. You've seen it,
It's a video.
Send me the link to this story again so I can just look at the.
You won't notice him. You won't recognize him via the picture.
And I'm just gonna look up Hitler meme and see what that does.
It's like a video meme of like, it's all subtitles. He's screaming in German, and they put subtitles about what he's screaming about. And sometimes it's just how the PlayStation Network went down, and how Xbox Live isn't working, or it's just random shit, man.
Yeah, I just have no idea. I don't know that. I probably have seen it.
I can't believe I've never seen it.
It's definitely not ringing a bell off the top of my head, but I bet it's here.
Well, anyway, he's 71, and he's going to be playing the Pope in a new Showtime series. And I got to tell you, I'm kind of excited. I like Showtime series. I like Dexter.
Yeah, they're all really well produced and well written shows.
So he's going to play the role of a fictional Pope, Sixtus the Sixth. Oh, God. That's a mouthful. In a pilot episode of The Vatican, a thriller series from the cable network Showtime, which also produces Homeland and Dexter, which I'm a fan of both of those.
Oh God, I can't wait for season 3 of Homeland. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, so I'm kind of, I think the irony here is that it's Hitler playing a pope, but what I got out of this is, oh shit, I can't wait for the Vatican to start on Showtime. Next story. Police. Man leaves son in car, fires shots into empty restaurant. This is in Greenville, South Carolina. Wow.
Home City, guys.
Wow.
Home City, hailing from Greenville, South Carolina. Thank you very much.
Greenville police arrested a man over the weekend for firing shots into a Moe's restaurant on Augusta Road. Now, when I hear Moe's restaurant, I automatically think The Simpsons, but that's all right. I don't know what a Moe's is. We don't have Moe's up here. Is it a common restaurant down there?
Wait, you don't have Moe's Southwestern? Jeez, it's like a Subway, but with burritos.
So it's a Taco Bell.
No. They put the burrito together right there with fresh ingredients.
Oh, well, we have Anna's Taqueria in like Boston, which is the best burrito you'll ever have in your life.
I don't know. We have Mexicans and Mexican burritos and everything.
You're in Texas. That's not fair.
That's true. That's not fair.
I would tell you, if you ever came here, in this little podunk town I live in, there's a place called Sebi's Burrito, and I shit you not, it is the best fucking burrito. And they've got red sauce and green sauce, and they're different spices. I don't know.
Salsa verde.
Yes.
Anyway, back to the story, and then I'll comment about how I'm going to be in Texas next weekend, but I'm not going to be able to hang out with Kalis.
Oh.
The owner of Moe's, Steve Smith, I don't even know where I got Mike from, told News 4 Sean Mazzarello, who gives a shit, that while he was cleaning up the restaurant, Waldrop's 7-year-old son walked up. Waldrop was the guy that shot into the restaurant. Walked up and asked where his dad was. Apparently, like, the police did such a terrible job of, like, securing the area that they didn't notice he had a kid in the fucking car until the kid got out of the car and was like, hey, where's my dad? The boy, and then it says the boy was not harmed. That's literally how this ends. The boy was not harmed.
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
I hope he's like in, Child Protective Services right now, maybe. What they do, give him a burrito and just send him on his way.
Okay, next story. Segue. I don't have a segue for this. Holliston, Massachusetts, April 3rd. A Massachusetts business called Men in Kilts offers customers window washing, pressure washing, and gutter cleaning by men dressed in traditional Scottish garb. So the first thing I think of when I hear something like this is like the male equivalent of like a girl's car wash. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like a bunch of girls like washing the car down, their boobs are on your windshield and all that shit. Well, we have men in kilts washing windows. Sexy as fuck, if you ask me.
Ow!
I guess they asked him if he minded wearing a kilt, and he said, I'm Scottish, so no. And I can imagine that's like the biggest insult to a Scot. Like, how do you feel about wearing a dress? And you're like, okay, really, still? It's been hundreds of years, you're still giving me shit for it? Well, anyway, I would not pay the man. But good on him, you know?
I'm not particularly interested in seeing them do that either.
Oh, you know what? Hold on. Let me find the spot here where it says, we did a photo shoot last week in Boston. My son was up on the second floor. The women were walking down the street, and instead of going around the ladder, they'd go under. And he just politely said, no peeking. And that's that story.
Weird.
And the fourth and final story of my little segment is from Snopes.com. Is that how you pronounce it, Snopes?
Yeah, I think so.
Andy's coming. There is a Toy Story themed Disney park, and I've not seen this on the internet, but apparently it was a meme. There was a rumor going around that said if you were a tourist and you went into the Toy Story themed park and you yelled Andy's coming, all the characters, all the guys that were dressed up and girls that were dressed up in character would drop to the floor and be unresponsive because they were pretending to be toys.
That's awesome.
It's pretty cool. However, it made its rounds on the internet, and I guess in 1 week, everyone would just yell, Andy's coming, and they're like, we don't do that anymore.
Yeah.
A character attendant at WDW, Walt Disney World. Oh, okay, that makes sense. A character attendant at Walt Disney World also wrote to tell Snopes.com, the characters used to drop to the ground when someone yelled, Andy's coming. As of the last week or so, however, they no longer do this. This is because everyone found out about it at the same time when the meme went viral, and now people are shouting this about 50 times per hour and a half, as opposed to hearing it once or twice a day like before. So, you blew it, Internet. You ruined a good time.
Good job, Reddit.
Yeah, it must have been Reddit.
They ruin all the good things.
I know. To yell Andy's coming and watch like a mascot. You know what I honestly think one of the funniest things people could watch is a mascot fighting. Like someone in a costume fighting, like physically fighting, I find hysterical.
You have the internet right in front of you. Just look it up. I'm sure that's a thing. I'm sure someone's got that.
What do you mean?
Type in on YouTube, mascots fighting.
No, I know. I mean, I you know what? I don't do that because I like when it comes up. I don't want to desensitize myself to mascots just getting into physical altercations because I think it's the fun. Even when they like fall, do you ever see that raptor that like tries to run down the stairs and just like face plants? It's fucking
Oh my God.
Funniest shit ever. But anyway, that's my segment, and then you guys want to take a break?
Let's take a break. We're going to come back with a very special guest.
Did you did the did you ever watch Mad TV?
Yeah.
No.
You didn't.
No, I really had to clear my throat, guys.
It's who was the woman?
I can't remember her name. Where she's like,
Is it not Mo Collins?
It is Mo Collins that does it.
Is she being Stewart's mom?
No, it's like, is that it? Is her name like Caroline or Caroline?
There might be. It might be a different character, but when she plays Stewart's mom, sometimes she does that too.
Stuart? No, it's not that one.
That was good.
Stuart.
What I can do?
We're gonna come back with a very special guest, comedian, touring nationwide this summer.
Uh-oh.
Just kidding. Totally not. He might be in Alabama sometime. if you're going to be in the Southeast, you will probably see him at a relatively pretty good open mic somewhere in the Southeast.
We'll be right back with him.
With Derrick Whaley.
And we're back.
Welcome back to the Strangecast.
Podcast made by strangers for strangers. I'm Ryan.
I'm Nicole.
I really don't think we need to introduce
ourselves. Yeah, that's true. Except for Derrick. Derrick should introduce himself.
I'm Derrick.
The incomparable, the very funny Derrick Whaley.
Derrick, tell us about yourself.
I'm a comedian, kind of, and I'm bald.
Okay.
And I think Nicole was telling you about a trick I could do with a can earlier. So
with a can?
Yeah, I can put it on the back of my head and suction it to my head.
Oh, I was trying to. Kalis wasn't there for that. I was trying to crush a can on my head, and it just was not happening. But that's pretty cool.
Thank you. And I wasn't even drunk when I found out I could do it.
You're like that Valve guy, you know, Valve and Steam and all that shit.
Oh yeah. Get a picture off of the Facebook.
Post on like our Half-Life or something.
No, I mean
that's a good idea actually. So Derrick.
Yes.
Where can we see you perform?
Largely here in Greenville, South Carolina, but I also go to Asheville, North Carolina a bit, and occasionally to Atlanta and to Alabama.
That sounds awesome.
What kind of humor do you dabble in?
Humor is a strong word. Not good. I don't know.
Well, we've got self-deprecation right there.
There you go.
Which is what every good comedian would do, right?
Yeah, only the best, really.
So instead of asking you what everyone asks you, I'm going to ask you what everyone asks you. What does everyone ask you when they tell them you're a comedian?
They ask me to tell them jokes.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, which is always weird. But no, I think with like my style of comedy, it would be victim surprise asshole. That's
so rape.
Yeah.
Anal rape is what you just said. And people find that funny. They laugh as you rape them in the ass.
I tried to say it like a politician though, and you're just going with it.
Well, I'm tearing it down like another politician. That's what just happened.
Like a fucking journalist.
So what's the joke you tell people when they say to tell them a joke?
I tell them this. I like the one that I have that I think takes the least amount of time, and that's when I was a kid. I used to have I had a twin brother, and my twin died, and I can't express the bond that twins share. It's something that you can't understand if you don't have your own twin. But what I can tell you is that birthdays are fucking amazing after that.
That's pretty good. I like that.
Thank you.
I had a girlfriend who had her birthday the day before mine, and it was fucking terrible. So I definitely appreciate a joke like that.
Wait, did she die too?
Unfortunately she's still alive. She's still with us.
Ew.
Uh-oh.
But Derrick, do you have like a YouTube page or something that anyone could go to?
I do, but I only have one video up. It's just YouTube, my name. It's Derrick Whaley.
Derrick Whaley.
Get your name out there.
Yeah. I try.
We
Nicole
have
helped.
9 listeners, but we'll have you know.
Oh yeah.
Minus him. That's
We have 8 listeners.
8 tops.
That's 8 more than before.
Yeah. What got you started in comedy?
I've always been like a stand-up nerd, and just always into it, and I wanted to do it for a long time, and then my ex-wife cheated on me, and I was telling my friends about it, and they were all laughing, and I was like, oh, I should actually try this on stage, and that's where it started.
Did you tell the same story on stage that you're
Basically, yeah. I mean, I trimmed it down to like joke form, but it was pretty much the same stuff.
How old were you when you first got on stage?
It was like 2 years ago, so 25, I'd say. I think. Yeah, 25.
Now, is your goal like SNL or is it just stand up and do your own shtick? I guess is comedy a career for you or is it more of a hobby, I guess?
I would like for it to be a career. I don't really feel like I'd want to do something like SNL. I mean, if an opportunity like that came across, I'd take it.
Mhm.
But I'd be happy just doing stand up and being able to make a living doing that.
What was the hardest part about doing stand up the first night?
Just the initial getting up on stage. I was really nervous,
So
which is weird because I'd been on stage before and I wasn't that nervous. So
yeah, but I bet on stage before you had lines, you had a script, and I would assume that jokes are a little bit more ad-libbed. They're a little bit more relaxed, right? Or I don't know.
now they are. Then I was going almost 100% on a script. Like I had my set memorized,
Oh wow.
line for line, just because I was afraid of not being prepared when I got on stage.
Good
But
shit.
now I don't even deal with a set list whenever I go on stage half the time.
Nicole,
Yeah,
obviously you know Derrick really well.
I do.
You got him on the
I know
spot. Why
him.
don't you ask him something?
I know him biblically. Derrick, is it true?
Yeah, like Sodom and Gomorrah, because he rapes asses, like biblically. That's what I'm assuming right now.
Really does. The cleanup is getting to be
I
a
know.
real downer.
I bet.
I bought the plastic sheets.
Right. It's really weird from an outside perspective. It's weird to watch the ego stroke that happens between the comedians. They're it's almost like they don't want to offend each other. And
Yeah, it is pretty bizarre.
How do you
I'm not
mean?
really like they'll beat around the bush a lot and say, yeah, you're funny. It's just that, maybe you should try. And it's like, no, you should straight up tell them that wasn't funny. Like if it didn't make you laugh, just say that wasn't funny. And I really don't understand if it's like a Southern culture thing.
Well, here's the other thing you'd have to think of. And Derek, I don't know if you agree with me or not, but comedy probably attracts a certain type of person. And to get a bunch of comedians that don't want to offend each other is probably just what makes comedians comedians, you know? You're not going to find very many, and there are successful comedians out there that, berate each other, look at all the roasts that happen, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
But I would assume that in any career, it attracts a certain type of person, and I bet it's not. I don't know enough about it, but I bet it wouldn't be a specific to your area thing. It's just that maybe it's just a comedian thing.
If you're critiquing someone, you're doing them a service. And if you're not being honest with them and telling them the truth, you're doing them a disservice. And I don't think this culture is set up for that kind of, growth.
Mm.
I was gonna say, like, I always get really frustrated after I do a show and I feel like I've screwed it up or something, or I know that something didn't quite flow right, and then after the show, I'll ask people like, how do you think I did? And they're just like, oh, it was great, you were really funny.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, I wasn't. I mean,
Yeah. No one laughed.
yeah, what can I do? And they're just like, oh, keep doing what you're doing. And it's like, obviously something needs to change, but nobody will tell me what.
Well, do you think it's also competitive?
Not here. I think I mean, it is in some places. It's not. It doesn't seem that competitive here. I mean, it's really weird because there are writing groups occasionally where we help each other with our material
Oh, that's cool.
and stuff. But when it comes down to actually criticizing, it is like everybody's just kind of afraid to say something. I, for one, have gotten to where if it's after a show and I just did not like the other person's set that I'm with or somebody that was at the open mic, I just won't even go talk to them.
Wow.
Which probably, I mean, just because I don't want to get in, I don't want to lie to them, but I
Yeah.
guess I don't have the balls that Nicole does, which is sad. But
My cojones es grande.
but I won't tell somebody that they did a great job if they didn't, you know.
Well,
I don't know.
I mean, that's still being honest, really. You know, it's just it's a admission of the truth, but I mean,
Yeah, and I mean, and if somebody that I thought sucked came up to me and asked me how I thought they did, I think at this point I would just be like, well, you know, whatever jokes I liked, and I think the other ones could be trimmed up or whatever, because I do try to offer some sort of way to fix things when people ask. So I don't know. I used to be worse. I used to be like what Nicole's talking about. So.
okay, so Kalis.
Yeah.
And we'll end with Derek because I'm more interested in what Derek has to say. If you had to tell someone who's never seen stand up to watch 3 stand-up comedians, what 3 would you tell them?
You're asking me? I would say watch Eugene Merman. Fuck, who is someone Louis C.K. and maybe just George Carlin, somebody old school like that, because he's pretty badass.
Okay, Nicole, top 3
Ooh.
stand-ups you would tell someone to watch.
Probably, I think it would be like a mix. Like, even though these aren't my personal top 3, I think it would be a good mix to have Carlin, Jerry Seinfeld, and someone like Dave Attell,
Wow.
or even what's your idol's name, Derek?
Doug Stanhope.
Stanhope, yeah. And I think you
You
would
just
get
took his
good...
answer and he gave it to you.
Well, she took 2 of my answers, and Kalis actually took 1 also. So.
Oh, wow.
Wait, who did I take?
My 3. I was gonna have Eugene Merman on my list.
I've never heard of him.
Never heard of Eugene Merman?
No.
He's awesome. He's fucking hilarious.
Doesn't he have a podcast?
He's got a lot of different things. He's actually the co-host of Neil deGrasse Tyson's podcast. So.
Interesting. I didn't know that.
Well, then fuck that guy.
Well, since he took 1 and then Nicole took 2, because I was gonna say Doug Stanhope and Dave Attell, I'm still gonna leave Stanhope on my list, and Bill Hicks.
Okay.
And let's see, for a third, Mark Maron.
Good shit.
What's
Yeah,
up?
those are all good. It's just that, like you said, that somebody who's never seen stand up before. It's like you gotta have a good
All right. So
have a good.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Okay, then Doug Stanhope, Cat Williams,
ooh,
and-
good one.
and Sarah Silverman. How's that?
Okay, yeah. You know, that would be a good
Wow,
cross
that's
section.
Sarah Silverman.
Yeah.
That's a good one. That's a
Yeah,
good
she's
one.
good. I thought about her, but I was like, Carlin covers that, I think.
But you see, I would pick Eddie Murphy.
Ooh.
Because-
Oh, and Pryor. Oh my God.
Right. What?
And Robin Williams even.
Well, yeah, I thought about Williams, but he's so perform-esque. Like, he's more of a performer than
I mean, he's
stand-up comedian.
comedy. So you'd have someone like, or so you'd have Eddie Murphy, who pretty much covers Pryor, and then you'd have to do Bill Cosby, who's totally no swear words, you know, totally clean.
Eddie Murphy has a bit on that.
And that's true.
Yeah.
He's florin' filth, florin', you know. And then I don't know who
Great
my third
impression.
would be if you've never seen. And you know who I saw stand up, funniest comedian I've ever seen in my life, and I've seen a lot. Sinbad, funniest guy I've ever seen. I did not stop laughing.
I remember liking him when I was a kid,
Oh God, he was so
but
funny.
I haven't seen him since.
The funniest show I've ever been to. We go to Asheville to see Stanhope, and then after the show, a bunch of the comedians go to. We all went to this bar after hours, and there were these 2 guys that followed us that were drunk already, and like we're standing outside the bar talking.
The
and,
bar is shut down for this after party, by the way.
Yeah,
So it's
yeah.
just comedians and these two guys that some people kind of know.
Right. And so we're standing outside talking to Doug Stanhope, and I see over his shoulder that these two guys are starting to get into an argument. And it's getting heated. So I try to move Doug out of the way, and the one guy throws a punch, and they lock up and they fall, and they hit him in the leg, and they're on the ground fighting. So everybody starts to kind of back away, except for Doug Stanhope, who grabs one of the guys by the jacket and starts trying to pull him off, and that's not working. So he starts yelling, "Hey guys, hey, you remember that bit I was doing about Canada on stage? You remember that bit? All right, I didn't get to finish it. Listen to me. And they both stopped fighting for a second and listened as he like screamed his comedy routine at them.
Wow.
I mean, it didn't last long. I mean, there was another punch thrown soon, but and then they had to rush Doug out of the bar to get him away from it. But still, just the fact that he was trying and almost succeeded in stopping a bar fight just with his comedy alone was hilarious to me.
That's pretty funny.
That's awesome. You guys want to take a break and then we'll come back and do the last 4 stories?
Let's take a break because my drink's empty.
And we're back to the Strangecast, the podcast for strangers by strangers. I think we've got just a little bit of news. That's all we've been doing.
No.
So let's get into the last 4 articles we've got. All right, here's one. It's about Sarah Palin, everybody's favorite Republican wannabe.
So hot.
Sarah Palin's forthcoming book on the commercialism of Christmas. It's supposedly coming out this year, pretty late in the year, around Christmas, just in time. So it's a perfect stocking stuffer.
Because it's going to be a little pamphlet. It's going to be short, right? It's literally good for a stocking. I would assume. Yes. It's not going to be like
I can't imagine this being really wordy. Little book. I don't know how many words she knows, and if she.
It's just going to be names of colors.
There's really not much to this article. It's only a few paragraphs long and they're very short, but basically it's just fighting the fact that the bigger issue here is Republicans think there's some kind of war on Christmas, or conservatives do. I don't want to alienate anybody. I'm not putting that on all Republicans, but it's really just religious people that are a little too sensitive. They think that there can't be a world where people don't believe in God. They're basically Christian extremists. They're the opposite of. They're on the other end of the religion. So I don't know. Maybe not the other end of it.
I lost you.
You get what I'm saying? Like, if we'll call these, crazy Muslims extremists, but we won't call Christians extremists either. And I think it's kind of like they have a war on America of what they think America should be, and they're trying to keep America from changing or developing at all. They're trying to, I don't know. They preferred it. They refer to the good old times. They want to fight back to where it was. They want it to be segregated. They want abortion to be almost impossible. They want gays to just be killed off.
These are Christians.
Yeah, basically.
Oh wow. So Sarah Palin's doing what with Christmas then?
What she's doing is she is writing a book that focuses on the commercialism of Christmas. You know how people will say Happy Holidays? The book is called A Happy Holiday is a Merry Christmas. So.
Now, does she think someone like me, and I don't know about the rest of you guys, but I'm not religious, but I celebrate Christmas. Does she think someone like, do you think that she thinks someone like me shouldn't celebrate Christmas?
She would probably be happy to know that you celebrate Christmas as opposed to celebrating
Hanukkah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's fucked up. Fuck you, Palin. Although I'd still bang her and her daughter.
My favorite color is patriotism.
And candy cane. Oh well.
I just can't stand her. Anyway, moving on. Segue. Pot dealer in UK gets sentenced to writing a 10-page essay. So this 32-year-old, Terry Bennett, he is being forced to write a 5,000-word essay on the dangers of cannabis by April 4th, or he has to spend a year in jail. Kind of a no-brainer there, because if you've ever been to jail, then you know it sucks ass. So,
Well, I would just wonder, would he get stoned and write it? Because if that's the case, like 5,000 words isn't enough. You know, I feel like a pot smoker could just go on and on. Granted, the subject is how it's harmful, but like,
I hope he turns it into like a horror novel.
yeah, or that, yeah.
well, I mean, he could take it kind of serious, and write about, maybe just how to be a responsible user of marijuana, because there are some irresponsible people that, I mean, even with marijuana, they just, just like alcohol, they'll put it ahead of their other priorities. So if you wanted to do this as still be a pro marijuana kind of thing, he could write this as, don't, if you're going to use it well.
Do you think they were like, it's also got to be in 12-point font, Times New Roman, double spaced?
This is like your term thing.
1-inch margins, and every time you use the word man or like or dude, it doesn't count.
The dangers of cannabis, part 1. Police.
Yeah. Red eye.
Were you high?
Wait, was I high?
Yeah, when you were reading it.
Well, I have only been reading it for like 10 minutes, but
just put on the title.
I think that's a resounding yes.
Yep.
Let's see here. I want to go over to my good friend Patton Robertson. He's the guy from what is that show called? Is it the 300 Club? 700 Club. Okay, the host of the 700 Club, Pat Robertson. Fuck, what a stupid name. If y'all know who he is, he's this preacher, televangelist guy he has his own show, and somebody called in, and their question was, why do miracles happen in Africa all the time, and they don't happen in places like the U.S., which I don't know what Africa they're looking at, but that's kind of a shithole. So, Anyway, his response was that people in America are far too educated. We believe in things like Darwin and science and all these things that prove that God isn't real, because everything like science is out to prove God isn't real. So that's basically what he's insinuating. And he's saying that because he's I don't know, he's using the word sophisticated, but I feel like he's wanting to say something more like we're too pretentious for God we're too good for God's miracles.
I guess we're too smart for our own good.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically. He's saying God doesn't visit us because we believe in too many things that speak against him, which is just ridiculous.
Right.
Can I tell you though, of all the arguments that these people have, that's probably the best one I've heard. Just to play devil's advocate. It's almost like...
And how?
Huh?
Well, it makes the most sense because as soon as we started thinking critically as in general as a civilization, mystic things stopped happening to us.
Right.
He's not wrong.
He's
is
not.
the thing. He's not wrong. And if we would just go back to just being
Naive,
dumb and violent and living in huts and being nomads, we would have to look for things such as an explanation like God and other mystic and paranormal experiences to explain what is happening around us.
Right. And because the follow-up question would be like, why do they have so much AIDS in Africa? It's like, oh, because they believe in miracles. They don't actually.
Ooh, ouch.
You know what I mean, though? Like, but I do like that. I read it and I was like, if you're gonna argue something, at least it's well thought out, because you can't say the guy's wrong, like you said, Nicole. He's not wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Just an asshole.
of course, this is the same guy that about a week before he said that when you buy clothes from Goodwill, you need to pray the demons out of them, or they could infest your home.
He really said that?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Exactly.
Okay, so Kalis,
Yes.
final story of the
Final story. This is my favorite.
of the new and improved. We now take commercial breaks. Strangecast.
Is this season 3 or the end of season 2? Or
I
what?
think this is the end of season 2.
Okay, season 2 season finale. Is there? Well, hold on. Let's finish the story and then we can wrap it up. We can tie all the loose ends. This one's my favorite because it's just silly. This guy got snowed in to a car, and he had to pee his way to freedom.
He peed his way to freedom.
He had been trapped in there. Does it say how long? I don't see it on there. 4 days? Yes.
Wow. That's scary.
He peed his way. Okay, well here's the rest of it. He peed his way after drinking 60 half-liter bottles of beer.
Okay.
Oh my shit. That is a lot of.
Awesome.
Two
ahead.
questions. Okay.
Yes.
Because I read the story. He was trapped in a car with beer.
That's
Yeah.
exactly what happened.
Okay. And then he drank it all and peed his way out. Why wouldn't he, and I know what you guys are going to say, but why wouldn't he just use the beer to melt the snow?
Because it wouldn't melt the snow as efficiently as the pee?
Yeah, because the
Yeah.
pee is warmed up by his body temperature. The
I get
beer
that.
is room temperature.
Yeah, I still don't buy it. I still think he's just like, oh yeah, I had to drink it all.
The law of thermodynamics is
Has nothing to do with this.
yes, it does.
I mean,
because
wait,
if you start at room temperature, which since he's buried under snow, is what, probably 30 degrees?
No, it's got to be above that.
Not necessarily. He's buried under snow, unless he was very well ventilated, which cars are not particularly well ventilated. Like
Then he would
anyway,
have.
the point is, it's his pee is warmer than the snow.
Right.
But I think what happened was, my personal opinion is, what happened was fuck this, I'm gonna die, I'm drinking all this beer.
And then he just.
That would be my
It's
idea.
like, I gotta piss somewhere, and he ended up pissing himself a tunnel. And he was like, yeah, I meant to do that.
Sure.
I like that one, Nicole. That one wins.
Yep. Because that's what I would do. Fuck it.
All right. Well,
That'd be much harder for you to do that.
Yeah, you'd tunnel downwards.
that's
I
true.
can stand on my head.
Uh,
Is that the end of season 2?
Almost.
And that brings our show and season 2 to a close.
So let's reminisce between us three and our one fan.
so no one gets shot to like make this a cliffhanger?
I was just about to say cliffhanger. Yeah, we got to do something.
Look,
Somebody is pregnant. Dun dun dun.
it's me. Oh,
I'm out.
wait for the next season.
I'm out.
Yeah. So we had a good time season 2. I think
We had some ups, some downs.
mostly downs, not a lot of ups. The winner of the contest, drum roll please. No one.
Oh no. We did get somebody interested, I thought.
We did. I assumed it was a he because I think it said his full name, which that's just Google for you these days. You use your Gmail address and it's like, here's everything about me. But he sent us an email and it said, hey, what's the deal with the contest? Do you have to make your own intro or do you just remix the one you have? And I wrote back to him and I said, at this point, if you do anything at all, you win. And we didn't get anything. He was like, never mind then. That's too hard for him.
Nothing. I don't care about your contest.
So here, what if he put like minimum effort into it?
I
Like,
know
what if
he would have got $25. He could have
really?
farted into a microphone, and we would have been like, "You're in, man." He was like, "I have to do anything. Fuck it. I don't want to do it."
I think that says a lot about our user base.
Yeah, they're so lazy they don't even listen to us, Nicole.
That's a great sampling right there. Actually, what happened was this was a freak accident. He pounded his head onto the keyboard and managed to send that email.
Yeah.
It was like one of those
Infinite monkeys typing on a
Yes.
keyboard. That yeah.
works of Shakespeare right there.
Yeah.
Our listeners.
And we successfully brought up rape in every episode.
Go
We also-
us!
Yeah.
Woo!
And it was Derrick that brought it up this time.
Good job. He knows what's up.
That's what I do.
Yeah. It's literally what you do.
I do know what's up. My penis, if it's rape, am I right?
Yeah.
Woo!
Surprise sex.
Are you a comedian / rapist, or a rapist who also does comedy?
I just rape people on stage.
Pull people laugh.
For comedy. It's funny. It's part of your act.
Right.
We also brought up the Big Lebowski in every episode. There was always
No way.
Yep. But, trust me, I have to listen to every episode. I edit them.
You're
And-
full of shit.
In every episode except for one, which I had to edit it out. I had to edit it out because it was off-topic bullshit we were talking about.
It could just be like a subliminal message, like just have that little clip appear in the middle of us talking.
See, it's almost cheating in this episode though, because we didn't do it in this one
We did.
until it was before I came on.
Yep.
I
Yeah.
apologize.
We did? What was it?
I asked Kalis how his special lady friend was doing.
Oh.
Literally said, he goes, my special lady friend, man.
Fuck off, Delfino.
Yep, that was in an episode. You literally said that before.
Nah.
So if you want to listen to us, if you want to, you'd already be listening to us at this point, but
If you
follow
like,
us. If you've
gotta-
never listened to us before, and this is the first time you've ever heard us, follow us on YouTube by subscribing. You don't even have to subscribe. I guess that's one of the
No,
problems, right?
you should subscribe
You actually-
on the YouTube, and you need to subscribe on the iTunes. We're on YouTube, iTunes. We've got our own website at memeraudio.com/Strangecast, and we're also
On Twitter.
on Twitter. I
And,
forgot. Oh, I should have live tweeted this show. Damn, I forgot. Those are always fun when I live tweet.
And you can subscribe to us and not feel like you have to click links because there's no AdSense, Google. We're not making money off this, so.
Oh, recto.
You could just stop by, have a couple drinks sometime.
That too. Do a power hour.
But thanks for everyone for listening.
Bye.
See you in season 3.
Season 3
Whoa.
coming next time on season 3.
Try and get into Hot Topic, and I really can see you working in Hot Topic.
Well, that's funny because I've actually worked there twice before.
I
As a
can
sales
really
associate.
see that. And what happened the last 2 times you worked there? Did you quit or did you get
Oh,
fired?
I would leave for better paying jobs, and I would always give a 2 weeks notice, so I'm always rehireable there.
Do you tell like fat, ugly goths to get the fuck out of your store? Because I can literally picture you saying like, you shouldn't buy that. You should leave.
No, actually, I'm an extremely nice Hot Topic employee.
That's the
What's funny-
opposite.
Here, let me tell you what happened when I went there to buy a dress a couple weeks ago. I went in there, and I don't know if you've been into Hot Topic lately, but they've got this whole hipster / Dia de los Muertos thing going on. They make motifs and patterns out of like skulls, and they put them on like summer dresses. So these are summer cut dresses with like skulls on them. They're really, really nice. I like them. They're very well made. So anyway, I came in and they had new spring dresses. So I was like, oh, can I try on an extra small and a small, because I'm not sure which size I'll fit. And so she's like, oh yeah, sure. So she gives me both. I get the second dress on. I think the small ended up fitting, or the extra small. And she comes by before I come out, and she's like, "Hey, is everything working out okay?" And I was like, "Yeah." She's like, "Which one ended up fitting?" I told her extra small. She's like, "Oh, if you want to pass me the small, I'll put it back for you." I said, "Sure." So I toss it over the top, and she's like, "Yeah, so what do you think?" I'm like, "I really like it. It's very light fitting." Here's the thing. She's kind of overweight. She says to me, "Yeah, these dresses are actually made for heavier set people because they stretch." And then she walked away, and I was just like, "Oh, I'm not allowed to wear this dress because I'm skinny," and she hates me. It was like this real weird, backhanded, obnoxious thing that I've never heard personally.
I feel like it's common in Hot Topic. I feel like it's all fat girls with choke collars that don't fit. It makes their face all red.
Guys with suspenders.
Yeah.
That's not fair. No, they're really nice in our store because the manager, he's just awesome. Like, he hires really good people.
Yeah.
Hello, right here.
Yeah.
Hire the girl that's quit twice.
Yeah. Bring her back.
I didn't quit. I moved on.
Yeah, you're a good time, Charlie. We get it. Kalis,
Yo.
I want an update, and I'm sure Nicole wants to know an update on your lady, your special lady friend.
I think he has a new lady friend.
My special lady friend, man.
Oh no, I want to know about the girl that took your money and ran.
She's supposed to come back and visit once I get my house. I'm moving, so.
Congrats.
Wow, into a house?
Into a house.
So what happened to her? So what's the last we heard of her?
I've been texting her a little bit, but the last time that you guys heard of her, I sent her money and she never came, and she ended up she got arrested.
Yeah.
And she hadn't been able to come down here yet, but she's said she's gonna come. So.
Yeah.
That's it.
Just like a girl to tell you she's gonna come, never.
Stringing me along. Anyway, but that's that.
So what is the worst job you think is on the planet? What do you think the worst job is to have? Because I have a good idea what it is.
I think being any kind of professional shit cleaner is pretty terrible.
Hey, careful.
You're encroaching on Ryan's territory.
Yeah, a little bit. Nicole, what do you think?
Anything that has to do with the cold, snow plowing. What? No.
It's just worst job, Nicole. It's not.
I don't know.
You know what the worst job would be? It would
President of the United States.
No, I think that would be all right. You get paid pretty sweet, and especially for the rest of your life. I mean, you have to put up with some bullshit for maybe minimum of 4 years, maximum of 8, unless you get shot.
Then it's forever.
And it's being a porn star and like a fetish porn. I think that'd be horrible.
Unless it's your fetish.
Unless it's your fetish, true. But I think if I was forced to do that job, because it wouldn't be my fetish.
Financial aid advisor at a college. I think that's got to be the worst fucking job. I just got accepted into graduate school, and I was like, I gotta contact the financial aid advisor to let her know that I can't pay for this, or him know. And I was just like, that has got to be the worst job. That has got to be the same complaint over and over again. I'm broke and I can't pay for it. And how do I get a loan out? And blah. It's just got to be terrible.
Well, when you think about it, he's probably got an answer for him a lot of the time. He's used to getting that question. He knows where to send them.
Yeah, but you got the job satisfaction must be so. I mean, you do your job long enough. You know, people ask you the same question over and over again. You don't want to answer it anymore. You know what I mean? I'd rather talk to a financial aid advisor who's been there for about a year. This way they know the ropes, they know where to go, but they're not really sick of it yet.
Where are you going to school at?
None of your business, university.
Oh, right. I guess what I'm really asking is, are you going to have to travel very far to get there?
No. You want to take a quick break and then we'll come back for the moves?
I think we should get in a commercial break and grab our drinks.
Okay, well, when we come back, we're going to get right into the news. Stay tuned for the Strangecast.
Hey guys, welcome back to the Strangecast. We're about to get...
Take two.
No, you should run with it. That was awesome.
We're about to get into news, and I've already pulled up some of my favorites of the hodgepodge pile, and here we go. dog put car in drive, hit, injured York, Pennsylvania man. So apparently what happened was this is exactly why people get so outraged when people leave their animals in the car. We're not concerned for the animal's safety.
It's that they know how to drive now.
It's that they know how to drive because they've been watching us do it for a while.
Get us started.
Go for it.
This is my first time.
Okay, we'll be gentle.
If I had $1 for every time I heard that,
Oh, you. Oh.
So you have $2.
I'd have $1.
Gross. Well, welcome to the Strangecast. We're a podcast made by strangers for strangers. I'm Nicole,
I'm Ryan.
I'm Kalis.
and we're the Strangecast.
All right.
Oh. Ow! That intro gets me going every time.
I have sex to it at least once a week.
It's like 45 seconds.
Yes.
That makes sense.
So yeah, that's what taking my clothes off.
That's fine. Well, I'm only having sex with myself, so that's as long as it takes.
When you know the tools, you know the trade.
Yes. Yes, sir. All right, guys. What have you been up to? Because we missed our last time when we were supposed to record, so it's been a while since we talked.
I blame you guys for jacking up the flow of our every 2-week recording, and I lost my job. And I blame all of you.
It is.
I blame our listeners.
Once you change things up, people lose jobs. You know.
Mm-hmm.
We're creatures of habit, but you gotta adapt, Nicole. So time to get back out there.
Tai Chi, I hear you.
But I heard that you're gonna